Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse. Okay, after a long day yesterday of dealing with all the nonsense of getting the cats transported here, it is about 9:30 now, local time in Waco. The cats are about to arrive at Dallas Fort Worth in about an hour. It'll take them about an hour to get processed through to the cargo place, and I'm about 2 hours away from them. So I'm about to start heading towards Dallas to pick them up. Let's hope that this goes smoothly. Alright, so I'm at the cargo facility. It's about 11:30. The plane was supposed to be in by about 10:30, but it's a little late, so that happens. It's pretty windy out there. I'm sure they had a headwind and that slowed them down, so they told me they should be ready in about 20 minutes, and you know what, that's cool. We can do that. I'd much rather have me wait for them than have them wait for me. Alright, I have my cats. They both seem to have survived the trip fine. Nibble is doing her thing in here. Hi Nibble. You ready to go to your new home? And Bite, he just decided to crawl right under his cover there. That's Bite saying, I want to get out of here. Meow, get me out of here. Checking out the new place? What do you think? Huh? Back in the closet? Okay. Good night. So it's Tuesday morning and we are getting a little bit of rain this morning. Can't say I'm upset. Maple tree and the plumerias seem to love it. Fortunately, I don't have a whole lot of things I need to do today, so this may be a good day to just kind of hang out at home. Got to do some bills. Got informed by the realtor that she would like me to close out the utilities at the house. And hopefully things are supposed to close today. Maybe this will be a better day than the last couple. We'll see. No matter how far I go, no matter how far I drive, it's just becoming clear that I'm never going to completely escape the mouse. Alright, so yesterday was the day of 1,000 problems. Today was the day of 1,000 projects, and fortunately most of them worked out pretty well today. I got up this morning deciding the first thing I had to do is to get Texas plates for my car. Went over to the DMV. Now usually that's a big hassle in California. Even if you have an appointment, you're going to go there and you're going to spend 4 or 5 hours waiting. That isn't really the case here. I arrived at the DMV about 9 o'clock this morning. I walked right in. I was the first person in line. They told me, okay, yeah, you got to do this, and you got to do that, and you got to do the other thing before you can get license plates. You got to have a vehicle inspection. You got to fill out some paperwork. You got to, make sure you have insurance. It turns out there's a little higher standard for insurance here than there is in California, so I had to update my policy. So I went home, took care of that, got it all wrapped up in about an hour. I also had to cancel all the utilities at home and transfer things like cell phone bills and car bills and all that stuff to the new address so that they know where to find me. But that all worked out pretty well. Most of that could be done on telephone, a little bit of it online. Wasn't really a big problem. Things have actually gone pretty well today. When I got back from the DMV, I went over to get my vehicle inspection. Even that was relatively simple. I don't think I have ever gotten in and out of a car repair place and paid as little money as I ended up paying today. It cost a whole whopping $7 to get my vehicle inspected. So that was very easy, worked out real smooth. They even predicted it was going to take 45 minutes to do it, and they were done in about 10. So I went back to the DMV, got all my paperwork submitted, showed them my proof of insurance, and right then and there, they had new license plates for me. In California, you go through all that, you're going to wait 5 hours getting through the DMV, and then you're going to have to wait a week or two for them to mail you the plates. They had the plates right there in the facility and gave them to me right there on the spot. So I have new license plates now for my car, and we are really good to go. Next thing I have to do is update my driver's license, and that's not going to be terribly difficult either, it doesn't look like. Just have to go in and fill out some paperwork and do all that. That shouldn't take terribly long. I have to go to a different location than I did to get the license plate, but they gave me that address and it shouldn't be that big of a problem. Cats are now here. They're, as you saw, they got picked up about midnight last night, and I got home about 2 a.m. and they're slowly acclimating to the new place. They tend to sleep a lot during the day, so I haven't really seen them much today. Not that I had many options. I've been in and out of the house all day dealing with all sorts of things, but history indicates that they generally sleep a lot during the day and are more active at night. So I expect I'll see them around a little bit tonight when they get them, when the sun goes down. I had a little bit of rain this morning, which was nice, but now it's cleared up again and we're sunny out and everything's dried up and it's hot and humid again, but that's what you get in Texas. So I also, about an hour ago, got informed by my realtor that the house has closed. So we are like that far from the end. Still don't see the money in the account, but it may take that a day or so to process. Going really well though right now. And this is definitely a big difference from yesterday, which was a total disaster as far as I'm concerned. I'm glad that day was over. There were a couple other headaches that I didn't even mention on the video yesterday. I got informed yesterday morning by the pods company that they tried to withdraw the money to pay to ship the pods out, and there wasn't enough funds to do it. It ended up overdrawing my account and they couldn't ship them out immediately, but it turns out that there was only really one of the pods that I needed. So I just called them back and said, you know what, so I'm expecting to have more money very quickly as soon as the house sale closes, and I'll send the remaining 2 pods, but I need the one right away. That was still a little bit of a headache because when they attempted to charge to send all 3 of them, they got approved for $5,000, and that $5,000 was locked up, but since they weren't able to take the money, it was just left in limbo. And when I told them to just send the 1 pod, there wasn't enough funds afterwards to after that $5,000 was removed to cover the funds to ship the 1 pod. So I ended up calling the bank and they couldn't do anything about it. I had to go back to pods and get them to release the $5,000 that they had a hold on to, and once they did that, they were able to ship out the 1 pod and get that going. So that should be on its way, and hopefully on the 31st it should arrive in Dallas, and hopefully on June 1st I ought to have it here. I think I am going to go and make a major stink over at Pods, because that's ridiculous that they made that initial mistake in the first place. In fact, in terms of not having enough money to cover the shipping of all 3 pods, if they had actually done it when I told them to do it, 7 or 8 days ago or whenever it was, there would have been enough money at the time. But the fact that they screwed up and didn't save the changes, that was why everything worked out wrong, because now I've spent a bunch more money in the meantime and there wasn't enough to cover all that. So they kind of have themselves to blame for that. But anyway, we seem to be back on track. I got all my bills transferred over or closed out, depending on the circumstances. Electricity, gas, water, that all had to be shut down, and things like cable bill and car payment and cell phone bill and all that stuff. That all had to be transferred to the new address. But we got that all worked out today. Got the DMV all taken care of, and I think I'm just going to kind of relax for the rest of the day. It's been quite a day, and I'm ready to just kick back. So that's all I really have for today. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you tomorrow on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.